Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I am your host, Tony, and this morning I am joined by Doug Parker from Cruise Radio live from the brand new Carnival cruise ship, the Carnival Jubilee. Doug, how the heck are you?
Good, man. Just hanging out down here on deck 6 on Carnival Jubilee. It just arrived yesterday, and lots going on board right now. Very busy, and as it anticipates and gets closer to bringing guests on this Saturday.
I can imagine. It's got to be a whirlwind of activities. Let's talk about that. You were there yesterday when the Jubilee arrived in Galveston, Texas. What was the scene like? Was there a lot of anticipation? How did the crowd react? What were some first impressions seeing that ship in the waters of Galveston?
I think it was, well, first off, lots of fanfare. People lining the shores, the wharfs here, the restaurants, and everything just outside the ship here. But it's really cool, too, for especially the locals who I was talking to some of them who come down here quite a bit on the weekends just to watch the ships turn around, kind of like I guess we might do in Tampa or at Port Canaveral or whatever, just kind of geek out, right? And they're just like so stoked to see another big ship. Of course, they have like the Oasis class in here from Royal Caribbean, but now to have a big ship from Carnival, people are just all kinds of stoked about that.
Yeah, I can imagine the excitement that was there in Galveston. You mentioned geeking out, seeing cruise ships. I'm completely the same way. I know a lot of people love to go ship spotting. A lot of attention being paid to Galveston right now. Of course, Royal Caribbean invested in a brand new cruise terminal. What's Carnival done with the cruise terminal there in anticipation of the Jubilee?
Yeah, just a lot of, I guess, refresh, making it bigger, more seating area. I guess more seats, a lounge, like a larger lounge, I guess, for the VIFP or the diamond guests for Carnival, and just an overall new paint, new floors, things like that.
It's exciting stuff. Now that you've been on the Jubilee, did you board last night? Did you stay the night on the Jubilee?
Yeah, first night on deck 12, and it was nice to sleep in a room that I confirmed no one else has ever slept in before. The towels were still like super fluffy. And yeah, everything new, like you get a brand new car and there's that new car smell. Definitely the new ship smell everywhere you walk. And hopefully it'll be like that for a while.
That's pretty wild. So Jubilee, third ship in the XL class for Carnival Cruises, and each ship has been a little bit different. We've had the Mardi Gras, the Celebration. What are some of those differences that's already jumped out to you on the Jubilee, something different than the other two?
Yeah, so where I'm sitting right now on deck 6 midship is the Dr. Inks, I think, bar right behind me. It's got a big octopus on the other side of it, and more like we're underwater, right? So that was the travel. What was it called? Latitudes on the other ship, or whatever the travel like bar was with the flipboard on Carnival Celebration, or the fortune teller bar on Mardi Gras. So this is that same space we're in right now, which is more of a underwater theme, and there's like kind of like Celebration has with the big screens above the bar that shows kind of like the dinosaur show and things like that. There's a lot of like octopuses and mermaids and things like that on the screens, kind of this virtual porthole, I guess, if you will. That's one of the major differences I've seen so far. A lot of the ship is still being, I guess we'll say, put together. Like some spaces don't have like the furniture yet because they don't put everything out until they get across the ocean because of the weather and stuff could be bad. So I haven't checked out the whole ship yet. I've only been on for like maybe 10 hours at this point. So still a lot left to explore.
It's so exciting. There are so many questions. Of course, the food is somewhat slightly different when it comes to the pizza place and to the deli. There were differences between Mardi Gras and even the Celebration. Do you know if there's going to be any like Texas sandwiches in the deli? Have you been able to get that far into the exploration, or is that still yet to come?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the food part yet because like they normally do the themed pizzas right around where you are. Like maybe they'll have a barbecue pizza. They don't have the menu up yet at the pizza place up 2 decks up to where I am. But like they're doing a Texas tailgate kind of thing and a Texas barbecue type theme on every sailing here since we're in the Lone Star State. And I'm sure there'll be some nods to Texas around here.
Hey, everybody, Tony here. Let me jump in, and we're going to amend Doug's answer a little bit. When we got done talking in this spot, he did go up, and since last night, they do have the menu boards up, and there are some nods to Texas in the pizzeria and in the deli. So check this out.
This is the deck 8 where the Italian place, it was the Italian theme, I guess, of the last ship. Cucina's nice. Back there. This is the Marina bar.
Yeah.
And here's like a pizza place. Oh yeah, they do have a barbecue chicken, Tex-Mex. quattro margarita and pepperoni.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And then
I like that they do that, that they add the, oh yeah, there's probably going to be some interesting sandwiches.
pulled pork on there, beef and cheese. So yeah, it's definitely a little nod to. And that's one of the art installations of the School of Fish going down the stairwell.
Oh, that's nice. Ah, nice. So I know that they're still preparing the ship for the inaugural sailing on Saturday. What's the vibe like there? Who else are you on with, and what's the level of excitement at this point?
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of contractors and some colleagues from Cruise Critic and the Points Guy. So there's three of us and contractors and just shoreside staff and crew. So I will say this, it's so, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I'll say eerie. Walking around the ship last night with no one around, like I boarded like around 9 o'clock or so, and walking down these hallways where it's just, you could hear a pin drop, or the atrium that's normally bustling with people. The pool deck this morning, I went out there and walked around, and normally you'll see at 7 in the morning, people already lounging, or at least deck chair hogs as far as the eye can see, right, with their towels out there. Just so quiet. It's really cool, but the restaurants are still functioning. Like I just had breakfast in the Pacific dining room, the aft main dining room on board. The Lido's open. Emerald, which is right behind me, they're open right now. So it's functioning like a normal ship. So the crew and contractors can actually sample things around the voyage as well.
That's got to be wild, because the ship will never be like that again, essentially, right?
Right.
Once cruise ships go into service, it's a constant flow of people and activity. So yeah, that's got to be a pretty cool experience. Now, we know that this is the last new build for Carnival Cruise Line that at least is on the books right now. What's your sense, just as somebody who watches the industry? We've seen Carnival make a lot of efforts to pay down their debt and really to recover from the shutdown. Do you think this is the last XL class cruise ship, or do you think the success of Celebration and Mardi Gras and the excitement around Jubilee, do you think that we'll see another XL class cruise ship in the future?
So I think for the immediate future, they'll probably enjoy that revenue, right? They brought in $26 or $21 billion this year alone for Carnival collectively, the Carnival Corporation. They've paid off $6 billion in debt. So they've taken a good chunk out of that debt they owe, which was like 30-something billion at the start of the shutdown. And yeah, we have Firenze coming out. Of course, Princess has the Sun Princess coming out in February. So I think they're just going to ride it right now and just keep making that money and throwing them buffalo machines in the casinos.
We're coming to the end of 2023, another great recovery year for the cruise industry. What do you anticipate for 2024? Just a general idea of cruising.
Yeah, I mean, after we have Icon come out next month, right, at the end, and then we'll do Firenze and the other ships, Disney at the end of next year as well. I think there's just a bunch of, aside from the new ships that are slowly being trickled out now, kind of not that new ship every year like we've been seeing. We just had the new Celebrity ship. Of course, we have Celebrity XL coming out as well in the future. It just feels like these operators are just going to keep riding that wave, man, and cashing them checks and getting people to spend more on board.
I would say that when the Oasis class of cruise ships, I wasn't in cruising at that time, but from everybody I've talked to, they've said that was one of the most impactful changes or ships in cruising. Do you think Icon will be the most impactful cruise ship of next year? And do you think it will change the cruise game maybe like Oasis did? Or what do you think?
I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot, because you think like, okay, back in 2009 when Oasis came out, right? It was the largest freaking ship in the floating cruise ship in the world. But then COVID hits, right, in 2020. And then everyone gets kind of weird about being around a lot of crowds. And then you have these ships that are, 6,000, like this one's like 6,200, I think, at full capacity, or 7,600 Icon. It makes me wonder, like, where is the plateau going to be, right? Where it's going to kind of ride that for a little while, or are they going to keep going bigger? Because remember that Genting ship that they were building, that Disney actually bought, was going to hold like right around 10,000 or 10,200 people.
Crazy.
And then, yeah. It's just like you're basically at that point, you're like one maritime disaster away from just screwing the whole industry.
I get asked that question often. Do I think that we've seen the end of small and medium-sized cruise ships, and I kind of consistently answer that question. I think there'll always be a variety because, just to your point there, not everybody wants to sail with 6,000 people. And so I think the cruise industry is pretty aware of that, and they're going to continue to make those different kind of things. What kind of content can we expect from you around Jubilee? Are we going to get a ship tour on Cruise Radio, or what's your plan for the content coming off of Jubilee?
Yeah, just the ship tour, and then my news stand-ups, and then doing my website stuff, kind of a written review and things that are different, comparing the past two ships and this ship and what I've noticed. And I'm having an interview with the ship designer this afternoon at 2:00. So I'm going to kind of pick his brain to get a list of what exactly is different between everything from, I don't know, the layout of the casino might be a little bit different. The Punchliner Comedy Club might hold 33 more people like it was between Mardi Gras and Celebration. I'm going to try to get every single little detail I can from him.
It's a great reason to make sure that you're subscribed to the Cruise Radio YouTube channel. Doug is consistently putting out cruise news on the daily, 7 a.m. every morning, like clockwork, and been doing it for years. Doug, thank you so much for coming and giving us the update live from the Jubilee. And now I'm looking forward to seeing you sometime in February.
Yeah, man. And Merry Christmas to you and Jenny.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. And let's get ready, I guess, for a fun 2024.
Absolutely. See you later.
There you go. Old school cruise news tuber and my buddy Doug Parker giving us a sneak peek of the Carnival Jubilee. Are you curious as to what the difference between that and the Celebration is? You can check out my full ship tour of the Carnival Celebration. That way you're good and prepped when you watch Doug's tour of the Jubilee. Thanks so much for checking out the show today. Show your support by hitting the like button. Tony for Lido, Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.